Hello, welcome back, Nick Lench's Comic Corner, Classics Last Non-Classic. This is episode number 23, and in this episode we're going over issues 46 to 48 of Uncanny X-Men. First up, put that there. Uncanny X-Men 46, featuring the return of the Juggernaut. Yeah, it's been a few years at this point, so why not throw him in? Okay, so the issue opens up with, well, actually at this point I forgot Magneto was actually at this point. You're just remembering something that Xavier would do. So they are at Xavier's grave, basically still mourning his death, and then somebody who Cyclops knows shows up. Basically, almost Duncan. I don't know why they changed his name to what they did. Cyclops met him back in his backup feature, and of course he's aged a little bit, which makes sense because Cyclops known him for several years at this point. And of course we get guest star appearance by Foggy Nelson of Daredevil, making his, well, at this point I think it's his second appearance outside of the Daredevil comic. It's a quick few-page cameo basically, and the whole point of him being here is to basically give the last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Yeah, even though that would happen again back in 2014. Yeah. And of course, basically the school, equipment, stuff like that, his money. And of course he talks about his campaign for mayor. And of course when he finishes up, and of course everybody's like very nervous and very upset about this because of Xavier's passing. So, and of course I think it's Angel who says this, basically like, good luck in his campaign for district attorney, which he does win, and he's district attorney for like the next decade until Blake Tower takes over. And then we cut away, and of course talks something very important to our world. Then we cut away to featuring return of the Juggernaut, first time in a while people have seen him, and of course he gets out, and the X-Men for some reason decide to switch to costumes. They fight. And they tell him that Xavier's dead, and he's like, no, and he fights him for a few pages until he gets outside. Yeah, and they fight him for like several pages. Now, it's not like a couple pages, more like several. Yeah, it's more like several pages they fight him for. Yes. And then he comes across Xavier's grave. Well, I don't think he does. And then he goes back to the Crimson Cosmos. And then the reason why the Almost Duncan is there is because in order to continue Xavier's dream, the X-Men have to be disbanded. And it lasts for a few issues. Yep. 4 issues of the X-Men being broken up. They come back like 5 issues after this, but yeah, they have to split up. So they close the school up, and then they pack up and go away. It goes like separate directions, like Iceman and Beast on their own something, Angel on his own, and of course Jean goes with Cyclops. And it runs very somberly. Let me check something here. Excuse me. Okay, now for a couple issues. Okay, Gary Frederick, who have been writing the Uncanny X-Men series at this point, he had taken over the book from Roy Thomas with issue 45. He's only on the book for about 3 issues before handing off to a few issues before handing off to the next writer, which I'll get to in a minute. Then we continue with the Iceman feature. Everyone's like, no, there's no lynching, he's sure, but then he's like telling knock away, then in jail. And they're about to hang him, and then of course Charles Xavier steps in. And of course they fight him off and they get away. And then somehow Xavier erases the whole entire encounter. And of course he's offered a chance to join the X-Men. And of course Iceman gets a chance to say goodbye to his parents. It's a nice little backup feature. The next issue basically just explores his powers. And of course we cut away to, we continue with issue 47, which is a team-up issue between Beast and Iceman. And because they're on their own, they just wander around New York City. They run into this strange villain. Yeah, this is one of the most lackluster issues of the whole series. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Feature a character called the Warlock. Yeah, this is an okay issue. It's nice character development for both. And of course, they go with their dates, obviously. I don't really remember their names. It's a nice slow issue, and they beat them, and of course the cops show up, and they have to get away quietly. It's a nice slow standalone issue. And of course we cut to the backup feature, the last one for Iceman, and of course we start doing another backup feature. And this few pages just shows off Iceman's powers, and it's written by Arnold Drake, the creator of the Doom Patrol, who at this point takes over the writing for Uncanny X-Men for a very brief period of time. Yeah, he does. Yep. He takes over for several issues before Roy Thomas comes back. Yep. So he just shows off his powers, what he can do. It's a nice little standalone issue. Even though next says Origin of Angel, next backup feature is actually Beast. And then we cut away to issue 48, featuring Cyclops and Marvel Girl. And they're... Oh yeah, and he also has a brief team up with the Human Torch. Yep. And of course, Cyclops and Jean Grey are on a photo shoot. Of course, Jean Grey is getting photographed, and everybody's like jealous over like, oh, look how hot Cyclops, look how stunning Cyclops is. All the girls go over him, and of course, Jean drags him away. And then we cut away to Computo. Yep. Yeah, some kind of bizarre villain. Yeah. This issue, I'm not going to talk that much about this issue because, well, Arnold Drake is a good writer. I've read his Doom Patrol stuff. It's awesome. But the thing is, the guy is not very good writing the X-Men. Yeah, and of course, one of the best things about this issue we get a chance to see, Quasimodo. A character who's fought the Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer, and later on, about over 10 years later, he fights Rom. Yeah, he's a minor villain, but it's nice to see him. And of course, the issue ends with they defeat Quasimodo, and yeah, just a very somber note. Then we cut away to the Beast, a little more exciting issue. Yeah, Beast. Get his origin story. Like you see, like him. I think they did this backwards, where instead of showing off Angel, they basically have a story. Beast show off his powers, basically like crawling up walls, big feet, yeah, and of course it's a nice little story. Yeah, the next issue shows off his it's basically his origin story with the very next issue. Now, what do I think of these three issues? 46, I actually thought was a really good issue. It's a nice issue. Kind of to see the Juggernaut again. Fun issue. Sad to see the X-Men disband. The issue with the story itself, I give a 9 out of 10. The Iceman backup feature is awesome. I love it. Also, I give that 9 out of 10. The one thing that kind of bugs me about the next two issues is, okay, you bring in Arnold Drake, the guy who just wrapped up his 3-year run with the Doom Patrol, and you bring him on, he puts out these lackluster, these okay stories, like one where Iceman and Beast is fighting a Doctor Strange villain. Okay, that's a nightclub. It's an okay story. The Cyclops one was the Cyclops Marvel was a little more interesting because they fought a memorable villain like Quasimodo, and of course it was nice to show up the Beast, show up Beast powers. That was nice. I give that story a brief feature at 9 out of 10, but. Those two stories, wow. The Beast and Iceman one, it was such a lackluster issue. It's probably, out of these first 48 issues, probably one of the worst issues of the entire run. I give that one a 7.5. It's an okay story. Cyclops and Grey, however, fighting Quasimodo, that's a lot more interesting. I give that one a 8 out of 10. It's a much more improved story. Now, my guess is the reason why that Arnold Drake was brought on to Uncanny X-Men at this point. Well, because he had actually against Stan Lee of having spies at DC Comics stealing his ideas for Doom Patrol. But his first story was just bad, really, really bad. His second issue actually was much more better. I like his Iceman stuff. Yeah, his Iceman stuff was really good. I enjoyed the Beast backup feature. But his first issue, wow, that was just so bad. Like, really, Arnold Drake? This is the guy who created the Doom Patrol, and his first regular issue he does of Uncanny X-Men, which is now a backup feature, and of course it's just after Gary Frank was run. And the issue was just so bad. The artwork is really good. The worst thing about the issue is the story and the writing. I have nothing against Arnold Drake, but I can't exactly accuse him in his face of this particular story because the guy passed away about 20 years ago. The guy is a good writer. He's good at writing Doom Patrol. He's not very good at writing the X-Men. Suffice to say, but we'll find out. As time goes on, the stories get much better after that first issue, but I think when people read it, what the heck is this? This is just a bad issue. But the backup feature is still really good. Okay? So, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 24. And that episode, I'm going over issues 49 to... I think it's... For that one, I think it's 49 and 50. Yeah, 49 and 50 is next episode. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's that's next episode. Yep, 49 and 50 is next episode. All right, and then the follow-up episode would be episode 25 would be 51. Actually, I think it'd be 49 to 51, and the following episode will be 52 to 53. Okay, so see you there. Bye.